Hey everybody, I have started and stopped this particular video more times than I care to admit. It's pretty embarrassing. And the reason is the subject I'm going to talk about, it's hard to put myself out there, but the subject I'm going to talk about is social anxiety, and this whole video has exacerbated my social anxiety. How you like that big word on a Friday? So social anxiety. I have it. It's terrible. And I just feel like, I don't know, something was tugging at me that I need to be open and honest about it, because I think maybe there are people out there that can relate and just are like, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Or maybe there are people out there who are like, oh my God, somebody I care about suffers from that. So maybe this will help, I don't know, shed some light on it, bring some clarity, understanding, or whatever. Social anxiety. I am the most awkward person on the planet. I swear that's how I feel. I am unbelievably introverted. It's not a joke. I literally hide from people because I have this vast love of people. I really do. There's so much good in humanity if you look for it. And it's sad everything that's going on in the world today. But I truly believe there's good in people. I see qualities all the time in people that I love. But people terrify me for some reason. They make me so nervous, and I don't know why. I sweat, and I'm not a sweaty person because I don't really get real active to sweat, but I sweat. I get weird feelings in my stomach. That's anxiety and nervousness and just yucky. I shake. I get super awkward, and I blurt out really, really, really embarrassing, dumb stuff. It's awkward. And it comes from really self-esteem issues. A lot of social anxiety comes from self-esteem issues, but a lot of people deal with this. I lied to myself, told myself for years that I was extroverted. Oh, I'm extroverted. No, I'm really not. I literally could hide in my house and never leave. It's sad. I go to Caden's ball games or ball practices, and I'm hiding behind a tree, scared someone's going to talk to me. And it's more about me being harder on myself than I should be, and it's not something you can really control. It's something that can kind of control you, unfortunately. I literally am a grown woman hiding behind a tree, okay, or hiding behind aisles in the grocery store because I'm scared somebody's going to talk to me, and I'm going to, number one, blurt out something stupid, or the self-conscious aspect of it is I size myself up all the time, and I'm not one of those people that's like, what's she got that I don't have? Or, God, why does she get to be that way? Why does he get to be that way? I admire so much in people. I admire their finesse. I admire how cool they are around other people, how they just say things and people just love them and warm up to them. And I've never felt like I've been that person. I get, you know, I size myself up, I compare, and I'm like, wow, I'd love to be that way. But I truly do see good in people. I do love people. I'm empathic. I kind of feel what they feel. But then it tears my nerves up to have to be around people, to talk to people, which is crazy because we have to do that on a daily basis. But what I'm trying to say is there are people that suffer from this, and it's real. And don't misjudge. Don't have misconceptions. My whole life, people have said, she's conceited. Oh, she's really stuck up. Oh, she thinks she's better than everybody else. And the exact opposite is the truth. No, it's not that. I'm sitting there wondering how some people just got it all. How some people just are just born with this knack for just being normal. I'm not normal. I'm strange. And I'm okay with that. We should embrace that. We're all meant to be different because we all bring something beautiful to the table. And if we would look past it and say sometimes what we think is not reality, and maybe seek to understand rather than criticize or tear people down or make assumptions, this is a real thing, and there are people that deal with it. So if you ever see someone that's struggling with it, know that it's real. Mine, I would say, even though at times it feels so overwhelming, is really not that bad. I know people that physically get sick. They throw up. They it does horrible things, and it's not something you can just go, you know what, I think I don't want to be socially awkward anymore. I think I don't want to be introverted. I think I don't want to have social anxiety. It's not that simple. So seek to understand. If you see someone struggling to fit in, open up, invite them in, make them feel welcome. Because for me, the weird thing is, it's more of the anxiety of the thought of it that brings me the anxiety. It's, what if? What are they going to think? What, you know? And the weird thing is, I like to tell myself I don't care what other people think, but we all care what other people think. We do, and we shouldn't. We should embrace who we are. We should be open about it. And I think if more of us talked about the things about ourselves that are quirks, that we feel are, you know, whatever, I feel like it would open the world's eyes, and there would be more understanding, and you could shake your head and go, wow, okay, now I get why she does the things she does or behaves the way she does. So hopefully this kind of helps you understand someone that you may love or care about that suffers from this, or open your eyes to signs, and you know, of someone that may suffer with this, and kind of invite them in, make them feel welcome. There's so much ugliness in the world, and not having compassion should not be one of them. Making assumptions should not be one of them. We're all different, and it's human nature to kind of shun what we don't understand sometimes, or, you know, it makes us uncomfortable because it's not our way, or not something we can kind of wrap our brain around. It doesn't make it right or wrong or anything, really. It's just, we all have different qualities. We're all the same on the inside, and we should keep that in mind as well. But I really and truly, I want to be one of these people that's, oh my God, I love get-togethers. Oh my God, get-togethers stress me out. I'm talking full-blown panic attack, full-blown, how can I get out of it, full-blown psyching myself up in the car. And once I get out there and I've blurted out a few weird things and people have looked past it or just thought, wow, I don't even know what to say about that, I get comfortable. But the weird thing is, the very next time I'm around that exact same group of people that I should have broken that barrier and gotten to a point where I am okay, I go through the same cycle again, because that's what social anxiety does. That's what being an introvert does. You know, and I'm sure people think I'm a weirdo. I mean, I get on these videos and I say whatever, and that's really not even as bad as the things I say when I'm face to face with people. I don't even want to talk about it because it's traumatic. But when I'm doing a video, y'all don't exist. And I don't mean that in an ugly way. It's easy for me to convince myself because I'm in the privacy of my car. There's nobody around. I don't have to look for a tree to hide behind. I don't have to duck or walk with my head down or not make eye contact. It's like I'm having a conversation with myself, which in itself is weird and may be an indication of some other something going on that I might need to seek some professional something for. But seek to understand. If you see these signs in somebody, don't assume that they're conceited or feel better than, or because chances are it's the exact opposite. Chances are they struggle. It's a huge struggle. To break out in a sweat just because people are around in the dead of winter, for somebody that sits in front of a space heater all the time, it's not comfortable. It's not fun, and it will mess with your mind. And again, it's not something you can just change. It's not a switch you can just flip off. So seek to understand, seek to sympathize, have compassion, love people. People are beautiful, you know, and if we would all just stop fighting so hard to prove our point and see the person on the other side of that argument as a person, gosh, what a difference it might make in the world. You know, I'm very disheartened by what all's going on and how cruel other human beings can be to each other. So this is one area where we can eliminate that. People are going to have phobias or things that they struggle with, and that just makes us human. But if you want to be a decent human being, seek to understand, seek to include, seek to make them feel welcome, or to help them overcome it in that moment. Maybe over time they will overcome it altogether, but chances are it's something they'll always struggle with. So if you are that person, love yourself anyway. Don't be so hard on yourself. Blurt out whatever you want to blurt out. I mean, I can just be in the middle of a conversation. I mean, it's like potato chip, or yeah, I don't know where it comes from, and I don't know that it's potato chips. Maybe I'm just thinking about potato chips because I hadn't had any in a long time because I've been on a crazy diet, y'all, and I've lost a couple pounds. Not enough for all the stuff I've done without, but we won't talk about that. That's another video for another day. But social anxiety is a real thing. Being an introvert is a real thing. If you're an extrovert and you just think those little wallflowers, those people that stand off to the side, are just the weirdest people you've ever met, understand they're standing over there because they are trying to get a hold on some anxiety and stress and symptoms that present themselves physically. Because maybe people make them nervous. Maybe people terrify them just like they do me. And again, I love people. I see so much good in humanity, from maybe a glimmer in their eye over something, you know, that just I pick up, or just the ease with which they talk to people or meet friends or win people over. I've never been that girl. I've always been the awkward one, and I'm okay with that. Some days not so much. So seek to understand, seek to love people. Make it your personal goal to set aside whatever it is that you think is so worth fighting for, that you're willing to hurt other people to get your point across. And try to replace that inclination to fight for what you think is right to make the world a better place, make someone's day, make someone smile. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that people deal with that, you know, kind of gets pushed by the wayside by all this silly nonsense. And, you know, obviously social anxiety is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, because, again, there are some really, really ugly things going on in the world with what people do to each other, and it breaks my heart. But it causes my anxiety to be worse. So I don't want to hide behind trees, y'all. If you see me hiding behind a tree, please come talk to me, because that just means I can't get up the nerve to come talk to you. I really do. They're good people. There's good still in the world, and I just really wish we would focus on finding that and exploiting that. That's something that needs to be exploited. All this other negativity does not, because it just breeds more negativity, more ugliness. So let's just shower love and understanding and compassion all over the world, unless somebody just really makes you want to act a fool. And then you can act a fool, you have my permission. But, you know, forgive yourself, love others, and have a fantastic weekend. I don't know if I'll post this or not, but we'll see. Have a great weekend, y'all. Bye.